Emmanuel. Okay. Thank you very much for joining this particular session. Okay, I thought I should just share my face briefly so we get to know who is talking and who is sharing this particular session with you. It's nice having you around here again. The session is going to be recorded, as I mentioned earlier, and we'll be starting out right now. Thank you. And I will move over to my slideshow so we can take it up from there. And as I said before, if you have any questions, use the raise hand option on your application, which you're using right now. If you give you opportunity, then I'll give you the opportunity to ask your questions, then we can proceed. If you need to send a message privately, just double click on the name of the presenter at the top or the organizer at the top of the participants. Just double click on it. That's Profit Maxim, yes. Just double click at the top right there and drop me a message, and I will be able to take your messages during the course of this particular session. Thank you. Okay, now to the business of today, Power BI. I believe many of us here who joined this particular session for um, whatever the reason is, I want to believe is to for you to be able to gain some knowledge. And the question I would like to ask everyone, everyone who is on this particular call right now is, um, what did you set out to learn um, during this particular 4 weeks program? What did you set out to learn? I think I will need that to also help me understand who I'm dealing with and what the expectations are. So um, just as I have on the top right on my screen here, I have a list of names. So I would like to maybe call on each of the names one after the other. So I just want you to tell me what your own expectations are. Kindly unmute, answer the question, then go back to mute so we can hear it or you can hear ourselves. Okay, I'll take the first person at the top of my list here. Adidayo Anjorin. Do you mind sharing with us what did you set out to learn or achieve during the course of this particular program for these 4 weeks, which we'll be learning together?
Hi, Emmanuel.
Yeah, good
Good morning.
morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning, everyone. Yeah. Okay, so basically, for me, I have okay a couple of times here, about twice or thereabout. I've had training on Power BI, but the thing is, I haven't really made use of it, like really practicalize it. I just want to use this training to consolidate my knowledge of Power BI from a practical perspective. So that's it. That's it for me.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Innocent.
Hello, everybody. Good morning once
Good
again.
morning. Yes.
I've not really used Power BI before now, and I just want to have the best knowledge I can get from it, and just to improve myself. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much, Olushala.
Good morning again, Emmanuel. This training to develop my analytics skills, be able to visualize my data, just do everything possible with the app, basically.
All right. Fair enough. Thank you very much, Olushala. Okay. Roland.
Well, I'm here for the training to improve my reporting skills, um, make better analysis and to improve myself. That's all.
All right. Thank you. And Salimon.
Hi, good morning, Prof. Good morning, everyone. I'm just here to increase my knowledge on data analytics, and so actually, because I know Power BI do more of dashboard reports, so I want to learn more about it. I think that's basically the reason why I'm here. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. And every one of you, I would say, has spoken well, because the expectations, I can say, are things we could achieve using Power BI. Okay, I would say everyone's expectation or mindset is in line with what is achievable using Power BI. All right, and then that now brings me to my next slide, which is a very simple question. Okay, that is what we're likely going to be covering today. Getting started with Power BI. There's an introduction, how to use Power BI, what does Power BI really entail. Okay, so don't worry, the slide is the most boring part of this whole session. Um, the slide is just the most boring part of the session. The main session is going to be around the usage of the tool Power BI, which we'll try to start out today. But before we go into using the tool Power BI, first things first, we need to lay the foundation. All right, we need to understand this tool we are talking of. What is it really about? What does it do? How do you even go about it? What this monster of a tool they keep calling it? What does it? What is it? What does it do really? Okay, what is in it? um Yoruba will say kilongbenue. I don't know what it really is in this particular tool. All right. So I'm here today to help those who have not used this tool before, okay, to start appreciating the tool and start seeing how they can use this tool to the best of their abilities. And for those who have been using the tool already, this is going to serve like maybe a reminder, or you connecting the dots. Oh, okay, this particular thing meant this. Oh, this is why this was here. This is why this was here. This could be a dot connecting moment for you, where you say, okay, this thing I was doing here, this is what it was all about. Oh, this is what I could have done here. This is what I could have done here. This is actually going to help you with that. And we'll try to close out the whole 4 week section um, by making sure that everyone who has participated in the session completely would be able to go back and say, okay, I am no longer a novice in Power BI. I can now start using Power BI. Okay, so that is my aim for this particular session. Um, yeah, the more advanced part, we'll deal with that later. Okay, getting started. Power BI. What is Power BI? Power BI, and this I took this particular definition right from Microsoft, the owners of this particular tool. Then when I'm done with Microsoft own, then I can now bring it back home to maybe break it down to some fewer bit of knowledge. What is Power BI? Power BI is a collection of software services, apps, connectors that work together to turn unrelated sources of data into coherent, visually immersive, and interactive insights. Now, all of these are big, big languages just to make this beautiful and simple to look very magnificent. And the truth is that it is actually, whether your data is sitting in Excel, in some database somewhere, in some massive um, space elsewhere, a tool you could use confidently um, to um, to analyze such data, to bring insights out of such data is Power BI. Okay, and with my own experience in Power BI, I believe anything you want, as long as the data already exists, okay, is stored somewhere, it is currently collated somewhere. Power BI is the go-to tool to bring out insights from that particular data. Okay, Power BI does the heavy lifting of crunching the data and the likes. It is now for you to say, okay, I need this particular insight, I need this particular thing. Power BI, you can now use the different tools, okay, or as they are called in Power BI, the different building blocks in Power BI to bring that insight out of your data. Okay, whether your data is a simple Microsoft Excel workbook or a collection of cloud-based and on-premise hybrid data sources, Power BI lets you easily connect to these data sources to visualize or discover what is important and share that with anyone or everyone you want. Now that is Microsoft's definition, and I think the second part of it is much more explanatory. But wherever your data is seated, right, Power BI is that tool you can use to plug into that particular data source, all right, and start making sense of that data. Analytics is about taking that data and trying to bring some intelligence, some insight out of that data. Some call it juicing of the data, trying to bring out the best. So data are just numbers, text here and there. How do you make sense of all of this? Okay. For instance, let me give you some data points as a form of conversation. All right. That you have seen your hands up, and I'll take your question in a bit. Um, Let me give you an instance. For instance, myself, Emmanuel, or anyone here, you probably spend on some things. You probably go and you today you swipe your card, you buy granite. Tomorrow you swipe your card, you pay for your taxi. The other day you swipe your card, you pay for your electricity. At the end of the day, all you just know is that money is going, money is going. The question is, what is my money going to? Where is my money going to? One thing you can do is, okay, what can I do really? I can bring all the data of all my expenses, all right, and try to make sense of that using a simple tool like Power BI and say, oh, most of my money that I earn goes into entertainment, or most of it goes into personal development, or some of it goes into free gifts. Are you with me? So these are things you can actually do with Power BI. So don't let Power BI look like that distant tool, that far-reaching tool. Let it be that tool you can actually bring to your own life. All right. I've actually used Power for this particular scenario I painted. I've actually used tools like Power BI some to make interesting insights about personal information, like what I just mentioned. It could just be your expenses, the way you spend money. All right. You can actually put a tool like Power BI to work. Okay, Dio, let me hear you at this point before I proceed. Dio, let's hear you at this point before I proceed. Your question?
Okay, hi, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Not really a question. I wanted to say that is there any way you can put the slides in presentation mode? It's kind of yeah, so we can see it clearly. I mean the content.
Okay, it's not currently showing in presentation mode. Oh, sad.
Yes.
Oh, snap. That is that's my Microsoft Teams messing with me. Okay, I'll find a way to figure that out. Let me stop sharing briefly, and I'll try to
Okay.
share again. Thank you. Thank you for
All right,
that.
you're welcome.
Any other person has any question or something to relate before I proceed? Before I proceed, all right, I'll take that to be a no. So I'll try to share. Okay, no, let me share the whole of my desktop. I think that should save me this trouble. I'll share the whole of my desktop this time around. Okay, and share. Thank you. Please confirm you see my screen.
Yes, it's better.
Way better now, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
The downside of what I just did right now, unfortunately, is that if anyone has any questions to ask me, I may not see that unless I go back to my Microsoft Teams. But I would switch between both of them over time, okay, intermittently. All right. Um, so that is that for my intro to Power BI, what this tool really is about. Okay. It is, and I want to actually put your mind at peace. It is very easy to use. Okay. It is very easy to use. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to analyze the most complex set of data before you can say you're using Power BI. Power BI can actually start out from something as simple as I mentioned earlier. I'm able to tell how much I've spent in a month and what have I spent it on. Power BI can actually be of great help to you in that regard. Okay, now building blocks in Power BI. For this particular case, I would have to move to the next slide. But what are the building blocks in Power BI? For everything you do in Power BI, it is important you know um, well, keep in mind, though you are likely not going to remember their official names very soon. That's the truth. You'll probably just be clicking on them and using them. But the official names of some of the things as they're called in Power BI, as they're called, Microsoft calls them building blocks. One of them is visualizations. Okay. Number two is data sets. Number three is reports, and I'll explain to you what these different concepts mean. Okay. Number three is reports. Number four is dashboards. Don't worry, Microsoft says there's a difference between reports and dashboards. We'll deal with that later. That is their own understanding of reports and dashboards. So I know we use reports and dashboards interchangeably, even in business. I want to see this report. I want to see this dashboard. We use those things interchangeably. But I understand where Microsoft is coming from when they talk about reports and dashboard, and I'll give you um you understand them even as we make progress, okay? In our session. Maybe not all of them today, but you understand at least the first two or three. We should be able to touch on them today. While these other building blocks, we can deal with them over the course of the next few weeks. Okay, building blocks of Power BI: visualizations, data sets, reports, dashboards, and tiles. Please keep that in mind. We're going to start seeing them play out very soon. Okay, now this is a simple, beautiful, I need to mention that, Power BI report. And the truth is, I didn't do this. Let me put that one out there. I didn't. This is just a snapshot. I'm using it to explain something. We're going to build our own reports. Don't worry. We're going to build our own reports. I didn't do this, but you too can actually do this. That is my point. You, even today, should be able to pull off a stunt like this. All right. Maybe the beauty may not get to this level, but yeah, you understand what I mean. You should be able to pull up a stunt as beautiful as this. Okay, and that is my aim with getting you started with Power BI. I'm trying to also remove all this bogusness around. Oh, this looks like. I want you to be able to now become your own analyst, right? You don't have to be called an analyst by profession for you to be able to make sense of data, because again, the world we are living in is data driven, and there's a lot of data around. Okay, and you can just simply start making sense of them today using a tool like Power BI. All right. Now, let me talk about the very first building block. I shared this screen because I wanted to talk about the different building blocks, what they mean in here. Okay. So where's my mouse? Okay, you come up. Let me annotate the screen. Yeah, pen. Did I use pen? No. Let me use this. Okay, fine enough. Now, please take note. This everything you see here. Okay, don't know if this is the right way to go. This guy is just messing with me. Let me switch that. 10. You see this right here? This one I'm circling here. Okay. Please confirm you can see what I just circled. Or this is not a perfect circle, but what I just put a red mark around. Please confirm. I just need one person to confirm so I can proceed. You know, I'm not seeing who is on.
So we can see.
Yes.
All right, thank you
Confirm.
very much. That right there is a visualization. Okay, remember what the building blocks are: visualization, data sets, reports, dashboard, tiles. This right here is a visualization, and this is a chart visualization. I think this is a column or a bar? I don't know. Microsoft has it. This is a bar. I think this is a bar chart visualization. While this other one here, this other one to the right here, I think this is one we call a column visualization. This is another visualization. Okay, don't worry, don't mind my circles. My circles are not the perfect here. This one here at the top here, where I have my units sold, my net sales, that's another visualization. Okay, so if I can point out the different visualizations we have here, so this is another one. Okay, and this is another one. Now this beautiful chart we have here has no, did I say four? 5 visualizations on this page, giving me sense of my report. Okay, what is it telling me? Oh, my net sales is this. How many units did I sell? This is it, and it's an increase from the other month like this. Oh, this is a breakdown of my sales. Oh, okay, Power BI is the one selling the most. Interesting. And this is the store where it is being sold the most. Oh, these are the 3 top stores: the Farmer store, the Contoso store, and the Van Asdale store. Okay, these are the 3 top stores. Other stores are doing well, but I can even see an Abbas store here. Abbas, that is for you. I can see an Abbas store here. Okay, and I can see, oh, on a day, this should be weekly if I'm not wrong. Okay, this should be daily. Let me see. This is May, this is June, this is okay. This should be on a monthly or on a weekly basis. So this is another chart of my net sales on a date on a date. So these are 5 visualizations on this particular page, giving me sense of my report. And if I want to feel like a superstar right now, I can send this report to my boss and say, hey, boss, this is looking like it, and this is how my nurses are looking like, and maybe you can give me a pay increase at the end of the month. I don't know, but you get the point. You get the point, right? 5 basic visualizations on a page like this gives you what we call a report. Okay, I picked the second aspect of the, or the third one on the list of the what's it called now, of the building blocks. 5 visualizations like this on a page like this is what Microsoft calls a report. Okay, or what Power BI terms as what, a report. Are you with me? Okay, these different visualizations. Okay, let me move on. Before I move on to the report aspect, if you look at the right hand side here, there are very many other visualizations you can use. Okay, look at the right hand side, there are very many other visualizations you can use. I can see this is a pie chart, this is a donut chart, this is a gate, this is a map, this is a KPI chart. Let me see which other one, I'm looking for. This is a decomposition chart. So there are just very many of them in there. Let me not go into, but when we go into Power BI, when we start using Power BI, we'll see these particular visualizations come to be. All right. These visualizations make up what we call a report. Are you with me? These visualizations here make up what we call a report. And the reports have different pages. On this page, I can see, let me change the color of mine, change the color, in color. Yes, fantastic. So this is a page called net sales, and this is all happening on the report. I have another page here called returns. I have another page here called returns rate. Okay, and my teams not allow me to select the other ones. I have another page called intro. All these ones you see me highlighting here in green are what we call pages. Okay, and when I go to these different pages, I see different reports on that page. All right, so when you save the file, as you can see at the top here, the file has a name. Okay, this is a report. You can actually send this report to somebody and let the person make sense of the report. Okay, now that is visualization, and this is a report. Okay, building blocks, please don't forget the building blocks. Now I would remove all these things I have put on the screen, all the annotations I have on the screen. If you're not enjoying this part, as I mentioned, I said the PowerPoint side is, the slideshow side is actually the most boring part of this whole conversation. We're going to have even a lot more interesting conversation when we go into Power BI itself. So just follow me, please. Bear with me. We'll be done with this whole introduction to Power BI aspect, and we'll now go into Power BI itself. Okay. Thank you very much, and God bless you. So I remove this, these annotations on my screen, and clear everything. Let's start afresh. Now look on the right hand side here. Okay, where we have fields. Look on underneath it. Let me change my color here to blue. Is there blue here? Fantastic. So you see all these things I have here. Okay, I won't call all of them data sets yet. I'm coming and breaking down. Everything we have on the right hand side here is what we call a data set. And what is a data set? Ignore the big word, but you may already understand what it is, because I know all of you are smart people. And I know you are smart people because you actually joined this particular session. Take that to the bank. All right. A data set really is your data. All right. Your data. Today, let me give you a quick example. My expenses, when I gather it into an Excel file, that right there is a data set. My income gathered into another Excel file, that right there is another data set. The number of phone calls I receive in a day, or the phone calls or the people that call me in a particular day, that right there is another data set. All of these are what we call data sets. And remember what Power BI's own strength is. Whether the data is related or not, Power BI's own job is to bring them together, right? Whether they are related or not, it can bring totally unrelated data, right? For instance, I just talked about my income, my expenses. Obviously, those ones should be somewhat related. I don't know, but talking about my calls, by bringing all the calls that come into my phone in a day, and I bring that in an Excel file, That right there is a completely unrelated, somewhat unrelated data to my income and my expenses. But hey, who are you to complain? That is why I have Power BI. I can put all of that in a report and say my income is this amount, my expenses is this amount, the total number of calls I received today is this other amount. And that is you building up in Power BI. Are you with me? So all this you see on the right hand side here are data sets. And follow me. You would see this data set in action. You will see this data set in action. And this is where we may spend our next week on this aspect, on in the aspect of the modeling of the data set. But don't let me give you an extra case. Let's talk about today. Data set. And that is the third building block in Power BI. Now, dashboard and tiles. Unfortunately, I'm not able to show you dashboard and tiles as a result of okay, can I go there? That may take me a while. I will start loading it. I can start loading that. Let me see if I can start loading any have any dashboard. Oops. Okay, the dashboard. Okay, I'm sure you can see my screen. The dashboard really is you bring in. Let me give you an instance of a dashboard. Just follow the analogy. As an owner of a business, okay, you have a marketing team, you have a sales team, you have your customer experience team, you have just name it. These different people have different reports. Your sales team, they are giving you your total sales, your returns, and all of those things. Your customer experience team, they are giving you how many people have called in a particular day, how many cases were resolved, and so on and so forth. While your marketing team, of course, their job is to spend your money. So they give you a report on how they are spending your money. I love the way marketing team work. They show you how they spend your money. All right, that's their job. They show you how to spend your money. So they show you how they are spending your money. So the marketing team is showing you how you are spending your money. All right. So one thing you do with a dashboard is just like your car dashboard. Okay. You pick different information from different sensors and you bring them on one screen. That's what we call a dashboard. Okay. You bring um your marketing um your marketing spend, you put it here on the top right corner. You put your sales on the left side corner. You put your customer experience information on the in between both of them, and that right there is you building what we call a dashboard. And please, even if you don't understand that particular analogy, bear with me. You will see it in action in due time. Okay, we are going to build a dashboard together. All right, we are going to build a dashboard together. So that one, you just relax your mind. You bring in different reports together, gives you what we call a snapshot of different reports together in one is now what we call a dashboard. All right, you are bringing the total net sales from sales report. You are bringing the total expenses from marketing report. You are bringing total calls from customer experience report. These are three different reports. You have brought information from three of them into what we call a dashboard. And those things you are pulling from the different reports is what Power BI calls tiles. They are called dashboard tiles. Just like you have your interlocking tiles, you are bringing the one from sales, you are bringing the one from marketing, you are bringing the one from, I don't know if I have one here. Okay, let me see. Oh, please confirm you can still see my screen. Please confirm you can see my screen. Hello.
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right, please confirm you see the Power BI, what we call on my screen, Power BI browser on my screen. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
All
that's
right,
what I'm
thank you
saying.
very much. Thank you very much. All right, so I have a report here. Okay, now I will explain very soon the difference. But I have a report here. Let me use this DS Stats and PBI. Okay, this is a simple report. Okay, and let me show you something quickly. This one I'll probably do using live okay. So I go here. This right now, this is a report. Remember what I talked about, having your everything, all your different visualizations. They are like one. This is one visualization. This is another one. This is another one. This is another. That's four at the top there. These are two. This is six visualizations. This is now eight visualizations on one in this report. Okay, I pick 6.35 million like this. I click on this pin, and it's asking me where do you want to pin it to. I want to pin it to a dashboard, and I say demo dashboard. Okay, I pin it to the demo dashboard. Okay, I pinned this 6.35, and I pinned the year-on-year results to the same demo dashboard. Okay, I don't think I need my global audience. Let me just work with my current global audience. Okay, and I pin that to the dashboard. Now notice something. I've picked different things I need from a report. Now let me go to the dashboard. I just click on this, go to the dashboard here. Okay, it takes me to what Power BI. I just got the dashboard. Now notice this. I pinned my total downloads from that report. I have pinned the total recent global audience on this run here. Notice this has given me, oh, I have currently have to 3 point. I don't know why this guy is not showing. What's wrong with you? Whatever, man. Why is taking his time to do that? Come on. I'm surprised. Anyways, I have pinned my total downloads here. I have pinned my global audience, and I've pinned the result. Now, this is what we call a dashboard. On the right-hand side here, I can go ahead and pin even a lot more reports to this place. And I've given this dashboard, I can now send this dashboard to a team, to let's say my executive team, and say, hey, executive team, this is a snapshot of your business. All right. A snapshot of your business can come from your marketing, your sales, your customer experience, all. And what they are looking at is, okay, I know the executive team members, their own job is to look at, they're not interested in, usually, they're not usually interested in the details, they're interested in the snapshots. So you just bring all the snapshots into a page like this called a dashboard. Now, what Power BI calls tiles are these things. This one, this total downloads here is what we call a tile, Tile. Okay, this recent global audience is what we call a tile, 61K. For some God knows reason, and this report is not showing. But this one here is also called a tile. Okay, so these different tiles make up what we call a dashboard. Okay, remember, visualizations make up reports. Visualizations, let me go back to that PowerPoint slide. My PowerPoint slide. Visualizations make up reports. Tiles make up dashboards. Okay, so always keep that in mind. Visualizations make up reports. Dashboard tiles make up dashboard. So at this point in time, I would like to take questions, feedback so far before I proceed, so I know that we are following. Okay, so at this point, I would like to take questions. If you have any questions to ask, please indicate by raising your hand so we can take your question. Kindly indicate by raising your hand. Well, my very first question to everyone is, how has it been going so far? I would like to hear from you, please. I would like to hear from you. How has it been going so far? Are you understanding? Are you with me here? Dayo, Innocent, Kingsley, Mujisola, Olushola, Roland, Salimon. I'd like you to answer the question. You can just take turns. Dayo, how has it been so far? Are you following me? Are you with me?
Yes, Emmanuel. Yes, been following you, and I think it's been quite explanatory for me. Going well so far. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Salimon, I saw your hands up. Please let me hear from you quickly.
Yeah, for me, I've been following, and I think I'm gaining something already. But I'd just like to ask something.
Yeah.
Where will be importing the data from?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you think that should? Or it's not like I'm trying to direct you on what to do, but don't you think that should be one of the first things we should learn how to do, how to bring those data into Power BI, then before we can continue?
Thank you very much, sir, and God bless you for that. If you notice right now, I have actually not touched Power BI, the application. I'm still in my presentation, which I said is the most boring part of the whole conversation. Trust me, I can't wait to get out of it as well. And as soon as I get out of my presentation, all right, the very first thing you will learn how to get your data into Power BI. So stay with us, okay? Stay with us. Thank you very much for your suggestion. All right, Innocent.
Okay, I'm cool. I don't have any questions for now. Okay, I'm with you.
Thank you very much. That's fair enough. That's good enough. Kingsley, are you here? All right. I think that doesn't. No, Mojisola, are you with me? Ah, Mojisola Tijapa. My Lord and my God. Where's she going to? All right, Olushola.
I'm with you, Emmanuel, and I'm understanding for what you've taught us for now.
All right. Thank you very much. Fair enough. Roland.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you very much. That's fair enough. So that actually means we're together and we are following, and I appreciate that feedback. So now I will go to. I want to be. This should be my last slide in this whole presentation thing. I want to believe this is my last slide. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll share my screen one more time, and I'll talk about my last slide. Thank God. I'm also getting. I'm happy that I'll be leaving this slide thing very soon because I can't wait. All right. Now Power BI. Okay. The way Power BI works. Okay. How do you use Power BI? Now, this may sound abstract. It may, and I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying it will, but it may sound abstract. But try to connect the dots in your mind. I'll do my best over the next 4 weeks to also explain it to you, and also you do this, not just explain. You'll be able to do this exact same thing. Okay. Now, the very first place advisable for anybody to start working with Power BI is using what we call the Power BI desktop. Okay, the Power BI desktop. If you don't have the application up until now, you may have to do that immediately after this session. If you don't have the if you don't have the Power BI desktop application, please visit this URL I've been sending to you, lw.disha.page. All right, and click this link here to download Power BI to your system. All right, please visit this particular page, lwe, that's line with Emmanuel.disha.page. All right, and click on this download Power BI desktop app. Please, you can do that while this is currently going on, because we'll be needing that. We'll be needing that during next phase of today's session. Okay, we really need that. Okay, lwe.disha.page. Kindly go there and click on download desktop app. And while you're downloading that, we can continue the session. Okay. So when you're done with your report in Power BI desktop, and this Power BI desktop is actually very, very robust tool. By robust, I mean it takes a lot. Okay. With this particular tool, you can run analysis on millions of rows of data and it won't sweat. Okay, and it has been tried, it has been tested, and it is still delivering on that result till today. Are you with me? You bring your data into Power BI desktop, you do all your analysis, do all the heavy workload. Once you're done, you hit what we call the publish icon. When you publish, you're publishing now we call the Power BI service, and that is where you saw me go to work on the dashboard. Okay, reports happen on the desktop app. You send that report to what we call the Power BI service. The Power BI, you need the Power BI service, that's powerbi.com, if you need to share your report. And again, of what good is a report when you cannot share it? Okay, so when you're done with creating the report on your desktop app, you publish it to the Power BI service that's on powerbi.com, and you need an account, and that account will be provided for you during this session. I'll provide an account, a free account to use for the course of this 4-week session, and yeah, you'll be able to use that to access Power BI. Your regular Gmail and Outlook or private accounts would not work. Thanks to Microsoft for that. They say it will not work. So, but one of the things I guarantee you using this particular session is you have the account or the account to be able to access the Power BI service, and you can try testing publishing of a report and how it looks like on the internet and how you can share that with other people. Okay, and Okay, well, that's of course when you complete your registration, all of that will be provided for you. I'm sure you know what that means. When you complete your registration, you got the email. Thank you very much. But let's not go into that part. That is not the interesting part. The interesting part is where we are right now. When you're done with the Power BI desktop, you publish to the Power BI service. From the Power BI service, this report can now be shared either using the link to a browser which anybody can open, all right, or it can be published to a desktop application. The same report you see on the Power BI desktop, no, not Power BI desktop, the Power BI service can now be made available on a mobile app. And some managers, of course, would want to see their report on their mobile because that is where they work or do most of their work. Then I want to see what I'm looking like today. Then that is where you need the Power BI mobile. But really, if we are not doing this for enterprise purpose, or you're not doing this for a company, you're doing this for yourself, you may stop at the Power BI desktop or the Power BI service for knowledge sake. And but when you now need to share the report, you need to use the Power BI service. There's no other way to go about it. There's no other way to go about it. Okay, so but that is how the flow of work. That is how to use Power BI. You work on the desktop, you publish to the Power BI service, and then share with other users using the Power BI mobile. Okay, now that is for that one. And yeah, getting data into Power BI. Here we go. And this is the most interesting part of this whole of today's session. I'm happy to get here. So now I will have to switch from where I am right now to the desktop, Power BI desktop, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so I stop sharing my screen. Stop sharing my screen. So please confirm you have the Power BI desktop app, because this is where we now get hands on. This is where we get hands on. This is where we get hands on. Please confirm if you have the Power BI desktop, because by anything I say right now will probably look like jargons to you if you're not if you don't have the Power BI desktop app. So I would like us to I would like us to work together as I go ahead. Please confirm who has the Power BI desktop.
Please, how do I get it?
All right. Visit lwe.disha.page, right? And you will see the link there. I've published the link for you to download the Power BI desktop app. All right.
Sorry, take that again.
Okay, let me share my screen so you can see directly on my screen. Okay. Please confirm you can see my screen, Innocent.
I can't see your screen. Okay, I can see.
Yes, visit this particular page in a browser. All right. Are you with me?
I can't see it properly. Oh.
LWE, okay, let me know what I will just put it in my slide so it to be clear now. Don't worry, give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Oh, okay, no worry. I don't know if you have my email, but I'll just create a simple slide which I can use. Hold on. lwe.disha.page. Okay. So I'll share this particular slideshow. All right. And you can use that to get Power BI. You'll get Power BI from this particular okay, so I'll share my screen now. I give about 5 minutes for you to get that. Please confirm you can see the PowerPoint slide now. lwe.disha.page. Please confirm you can see the PowerPoint slide. That is the link. You should go to visit that in your browser. Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
All right. So please visit this particular page and you will see download Power BI desktop app. Click on the link here to download the Power BI desktop app that is suitable for your system. I'll give a few minutes for you to do that. And once I'll just give a few minutes for you to do that, and then we can continue with the session. So I'll be on mute for the next few minutes. Oops. Thank you very much, everyone, for being a part of this. All right. I guess that should be enough time for us to do that. So, please confirm you're still with me, but we need to proceed. Please confirm you're still with me.
Confirm.
Yeah, sure, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. So I'll be sharing a new link so that we could use that for the sample data for today's session. Though I would like you to follow me, but I'd like you to stay with me so we can learn Power BI together. But I'll publish if you go back to the same page, which I mentioned earlier, that lwe.disha.page, that is the learning page. If you go back there right now, you will see a new link called sample data. You can click on that link to download the sample data we'll be using for today's session. I won't have to share my screen for that. I'll share my data, then we can now bring that data back into Power BI. Okay. You can visit that page. So for those who have Power BI already installed, you can visit that page again to download the data set. There's a link there called download sample data. Just click on that to get the data for today's session. All right. We'll be reviewing the data together, and we'll bring that data into Power BI, and we'll use that data to make some sense during the time allowed to us, and we'll see where we take it from there. We call that our intro. Thank you. So I will share my screen and I'll show you what the data currently looks like. Okay. I'll see my screen.
Hi, Emmanuel.
Yes.
Sorry, please, where do I get a link?
lwe.disha.page. It's the same page I just shared not long ago. Yes. Go back there. And if you have the page open, just refresh it. You will see a link there that says sample data. Just click on the sample data there to download it. All right. Cool. Okay, I'm sharing my screen so we can proceed. Thank you. Share, desktop, that one. Yeah. All right, please confirm you can see my screen because now we are going into the business of today. Or we are going further into the business of today. Confirm you can see my screen, please. Confirm, please. Confirm, please. Confirm, please.
Same.
All right, thank you very much. Now, here we have data. Okay, and this data should be common to everybody since you're going to be downloading the same data. Please take note of how the data looks. Now, when you want to use data in Power BI, something is needful. Something is needful. Something is needful. I see this happen quite a number of times where people, please, what I'm sharing right now is based on experience, and I'm not overstating my experience, but at least I've seen it happen quite a number of times that I think I can say it categorically that you can actually pay attention and maybe learn one or two things from me here today. Okay, so please, I want you to just pay attention. Ignore the person who you are saying. Okay, ignore the person. Just listen to what he's saying. Okay. When you want to bring your data into Power BI, this is where everything starts from. Okay, there's a way Power BI is set up. Okay, Power BI is set up to run this way. Let me show you. Let me open a quick page here. This is not part of my presentation for today, but I'll just create a quick slide here. The way Power BI is set up to run is like this. Oops, can I see something? I need this a blank page. The way Power BI is set up to run is something like this. Okay. Power BI is set up to run in this format: data, all right, model, and then report. Remember that report we talked about at the beginning. Okay, you need to have a data, you need to have your data, you need to have a model, and you need to have a report. And I will explain. Okay, we probably won't touch everything today, but I'll explain how all of this runs. Your data is the foundation for everything in Power BI. Your data. That is the foundation. Data is the foundation. Everything you need to do in Power BI. I cannot overstate that. Your data is a foundation. Without data, your Power BI I don't want to call it useless, but you're not doing anything in Power BI. And your data needs to be in a tabular form. Though not everybody respects this rule, and I will explain why. A tabular form it must be made up of rows and columns. Let me put it identical. I don't know if I want to use identical. Rows and identical columns. No, identical columns will not be the word. This is going to be confusing. Rows and columns. Let me go back to the Excel and I'll explain why. You see this data we have right now. This is raw. This is no, there's no consolidation here. This is segment, government, country, Canada, product, that one, units sold, that. Um, I've seen it happen a lot of times. I see people trying to carry their report, which they already have, say in Excel, back into Power BI. It is not, you don't take your report that is complete. I don't know if I'm explaining this well. For instance, I have Canada. Let me open a new sheet here. Let me open a new worksheet here. Canada, 2000. And I have Nigeria, 50,000. Okay. For me, this data is already summarized. Okay. You don't take your summary of your data and now bring that into Power BI. What Power BI, the strength of Power BI really is in the granularity, the level to which your data, how defined your data can be, how granular your data can be, how grainy it can be. If you have data of the 50,000 people that made up this 50,000, that's what you should take to Power BI. Don't first of all summarize it in Excel first before not taking it to Power BI. You have spent all your energy to summarize that in Excel. Then why are you taking it to Power BI? You don't take your report, a completed report in Excel, then now take that to Power BI. No. Instead, that data that makes up that report is what you should be saying, how can I bring this into Power BI? And well, most of the time for structured data, I need to use that word, structured data, your data would most likely be in rows. Rows are these ones. This is a row, this is another row, this is another row, this is another row, this is another row, and so on and so forth. Okay? And columns. This is one column, this is another column, this is another column, this is another one. Are you with me? The column segment, country, product, discount, band, unit sold, and so on and so forth. These are different columns. Your data needs to be in this format for Power BI to make the most sense out of it. If the data is not even in this format, well, this should be, this is, let me know, let's not go into the advanced level of this thing yet. This is how your data should be, okay? And Power BI can then make sense of this data, and you can now do your report inside of Power BI. Please, I want you to understand that aspect. Don't first of all summarize. I've seen it happen a number of times. Someone has done a pivot table of his data first in Excel, and is now wants to now bring that into Power BI. No. And again, I'm not trying to sound an alarm that you cannot do that, but of what use is that now in Power BI? I've seen people who take their time to do some beautiful Excel-based reports, which are formula-based, which is fantastic, no doubt. But if you want to build a formula-based report, just keep your Excel file and move on. But if you now need to bring that into Power BI, the raw data, please feed that to Power BI and let Power BI excel, let Power BI shine. Because it is based on this that Power BI shines. And that is for the data aspect. Now I'll explain where all of these links. There's now data, then the model. There's no way I can explain model to you right now. That it don't sound so ambiguous. The model really is what you do on top of data. How do you fine-tune your data? What are the different things you do on top of this data? Okay, that is where we talk about model. Then when you're done, two of them now make up what we call a data set. You now use your data set to make up what? Your report. But let's not do the data. This data is fine, this data is beautiful, this data currently sits on my system, and your data could actually sit anywhere. It can be in the cloud, it can be on your system like mine. I believe if you have downloaded this data right now, you just will be sitting probably in your downloads folder, just like mine. So let's now go into Power BI. This is a beautiful report, but I'm not working with this. I'll be closing this one. I'll be creating a new one. I create a new Power BI. Okay. When I click on new, depending on the version of Power BI you are using, Power BI releases a version of its application like once every month or once every 2 months. There's always a new thing in Power BI, which is one of the beautiful things about it. There's excellent work going to Power BI every time. It's always updated, and you can keep doing a lot more stuff, beautiful stuff using Power BI. Okay. But if you're opening Power BI for the first time, this is usually what the process will look like. and it will ask you where do you want to get your data from, and so on and so forth. Yeah, where do you want to get your data from? But if you're not using this version of Power BI that I'm using, it will probably ask you, it will probably show you a different kind of screen. I think I should, what? It will probably show you this directly. Okay, they probably show you this directly. Whichever one you see is almost the same thing. All right, whichever one you see is almost the same. All right, I would do that new again. So you see what I don't want to. In case you see this screen, or you see this other screen, the one with the black side and the orange one, just follow the analogy. Analogy is the same thing. The first thing you do when you get into Power BI is to get your data. All right. Now we'll talk about how to get data. Your data could sit in anywhere, but today the data we're working with currently sits in our Excel file on our system, and there's nothing wrong with that. If this is the screen you are seeing, click on Get Data here. If this is the screen you are seeing, this black, that's black on the right and yellow, this black and orange. Let's call this orange. This orange, or no, this is not orange. This is yellow or gold. I don't even know. Click on Get
Hello, hi,
Data.
Emmanuel.
Yes.
Sorry, apologies. I'm still seeing your slides. I don't know if I'm the only
Yes,
one.
yes, I can't too. I wanted to mention that too. It's just the presentation mode, the
Yeah, yeah,
PowerPoint. That's
Yes,
what we can see.
yeah, it's still on the PowerPoint.
still on PowerPoint slides.
Hello there. Hello there. Please take that again.
Hi, Emmanuel. Yes, I
Yes.
can hear you.
Yeah. So please take your question
Yes.
again. You are trying to ask a question.
Okay, okay. No, no, I was just trying to let you know that what we're seeing is still the PowerPoint slides. But
Oh,
now, I think yes. Well, now you've taken it away, and what we're seeing now is the Microsoft Teams the interface.
okay, Microsoft Teams interface. Okay, just give me a sec. Let me try um to get that back on screen. Okay.
All right.
Give me a sec. I'm trying to restart my Power BI application. Okay. Hello, please hold on. I'm having some. what's going on in my system? Having some technical issues in my system. Trying to reconnect. All right, so we are back up. Thank you. And sorry for that. So continue to share. Okay, so I was talking about being able to get your data into Power BI. So the first thing you do is when you open up your Power BI, as I said before, the foundation really is about your your data. All right, and today, God blessing us, we have data to work with. So the question now is, how do we now get this data into Power BI and then use this particular data to do our analytics, right? And I was sharing with you, whenever you see that um, black and I was mixing up the colors earlier, the black and gold or the black and orange, whatever you call that, or yellow screen, that gives you that gives you the modal where you can click on your get data. You use that, all right? You use that to get your data into Power BI, which is, and if you click on get data there, if you click on get data there, I don't know if you have done that on your own side because I'm doing that on my own side. Okay. I'm doing that on my own side. Okay. Please confirm you are able to do that on your own end. And what do you see? Tell me if you see what I currently see. Can you see what I'm currently seeing?
I've been able to do that on my own hand, but I can't see what you're doing. I can't see your screen. Okay, right. Yeah, just came up now. Just came up now.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. All right. So when you click on get data in Power BI, all right, it brings up a modal where it's giving you the permission to select where your data.
I'm sorry, Emmanuel, I still can't see your screen.
Oh, okay, let me try sharing my screen afresh. Okay, I'll try sharing my screen afresh. Please let me know if you can see my screen now. Let me know if you can see my screen.
I can see your screen.
Fantastic. All right, whenever you click on get data in Power BI, it brings up this particular model screen when it gives you opportunity to connect from different data sources. Remember, Power BI strength really is about getting data from wherever it is, and there are quite a number of places where data sits today. Connectors, people who have data over APIs and the rest, but sometimes the data sits in databases. So if you can look at this particular list of data sets we have here, or not data sets, data storage spaces, we have Excel, we have text, we have CSV, we have XML. Depending on wherever your data sits, Power BI is able to go in there and pick it up. All right. Where I work today, I use some of these Azure spaces here, and yes, they also have the capability of of making data available for analytics purposes. Google BigQuery is another one. for those who do online cloud and the like. Google BigQuery is Google's own variant of I think SQL. Yeah, I think that's their own variant of database. And it has a BigQuery. That's what they call it. You can also connect to Google BigQuery here to get your data. There's SharePoint here for those who have data sitting in SharePoint. There's for those who have built data sources using Access before. You can also pick data from Access. You can pick data from your SQL database. All right. Let me see if there's any other one that probably stands out. And sure, just mention it. Even some of the Facebook data can be brought in to Power BI, right? LinkedIn for those who use LinkedIn, for Google Analytics for those who are into marketing and the likes. Google Analytics is another place where you have data which you can now bring into Power BI. All right. I'm looking for more. Well, even scraping data on the web, Power BI is able to do that as long as the data is structured. If you have a table on the web, you can actually put the web address here, and Power BI is able to pick that table from that particular web page, and you can run analytics on it. There's a SharePoint list here too. Looking for more, looking for more, looking for more, looking for more. Well, you get the concept, right? The concept really is about the ability to connect to different data sources and bring in and now be able to generate insight based on that. But today, we are starting out with the very first one at the top there, Excel. Okay, so clicking on Excel, Power BI is going to ask you, young man or lady,
Excuse
where
me,
is your
sir.
data? Yes, you have been excused.
Please, I can't see your screen. Oh.
Okay, I please confirm if that's the same for every other person because I need to. Is that the same for every other person?
I can see your screen, Emmanuel.
Okay, you can see my screen. I need another person to
I
confirm.
can't see your screen.
Ouch! What's that? You say you
I
can or you
can
can't.
see your screen.
I can't.
Okay, you know what? I'll stop sharing and I'll try sharing again. But also, I need you to leave the training session and come back using the same link, and let's see if we can reestablish connection. Cool. I'll stop sharing and I'll share one more time. I'll share one more time. So I'm currently sharing, but if you can't see it now, it may be up to you to now use the red icon to leave the meeting or this particular session and join again using the link that was shared, and you can then see the screen. But right now, I'm back to my Power BI.
Okay.
Sorry for those who did not see my screen before. Confirm you can see my screen now.
Yes, I can.
God bless you. Thank you. Please be on mute. Thank you. God bless you. All right. Now, this is my data. This is my data. This is my data here. But all right, this is the file that is warehousing my data. That's not my data. This is a file warehousing my data. So I click on it. I tell Power BI, that is the file I want to use. And I click on open. So Power BI is going to now establish a connection within. And that's the beauty of Power BI. I don't know. When I saw Power BI for the first time, I'm like, what kind of tool was this? Because I'm talking about myself from my experience I've had where I was writing SQL queries to SQL databases and writing tons of queries to just get data. Whereas the tool permits you to just click and click and click and click and your data is out, click and click and click and you're able to do a report. I'm like, whoa, is this who is building this tool? How is it? And since then till now, this is 3 years running and they have not failed to keep delivering on this particular tool. Okay, 3 years running, at least when I started using the tool. I've had a stint at it before, but 3 years running and they have not failed at making this tool even more fantastic. All right. For those who probably okay, this is for beginners. I think when we talk about the intermediate and the advanced users of analytics users, we'll talk about those who probably write SQL queries and the like. You will see how simple it is. Instead of writing SQL queries, you can just simply click, 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 and you're done. But let me not bore you with that. That's me just flexing some of the knowledge. It just came through my mind, and I thought, okay, let me just mention this. But coming back to the data we have here, Power BI is able to establish a connection. And notice on the left hand side here, it is able to tell me, young man, in this particular Excel file you asked me to read, I have a table. How do I know it's a table? It has a blue mark at the top of it. I have a table called financial. I have a worksheet called sheet 1. Which one do you want to work with? Or do you want to work with all of them? Are you with me? And how do I know this? Let's go to the Excel file so it doesn't look like we are talking jargon. Let's go to the Excel file and see how Power BI is able to know this. This is the Excel file. Notice in Excel, I'm not updating now. In Excel, this is a sheet 1. Sheet 1. Sheet 1 here. That's the name of it, the sheet down here. Okay. And in the worksheet, we have a table called financials. Oh, wow. Power BI, are you that smart? Yes, it is that smart. Okay. It's able to tell that there is a table in this particular worksheet, and there's a sheet that's currently warehousing the table. So which one do you want to work with? Well, Power BI, I think I'm fine with the table. I'm fine with the table where the data is currently sitting in. Okay, that's this one with the whole grid mark, blue lines around it. So I'll go back to my Power BI and I will select financials, click on it. And notice it gives you a preview of the financials on the right hand side. Please, if I'm going faster than you at this point, I want you to just hit the brake by just saying, hello, sir, please just let me ask a question quickly. Are you with me? Because this right here is the basis for everything we'll be talking about Power BI for the next 4 weeks. This right here is the basis of everything. If you're not able to get your data into Power BI, everything we're talking about probably with jargon. So please, if at any point in time you're not following, just let me know. I'm trying my best to see how I can break it down to be as simple as possible. So if at any point in time you are lost or you are not found, call my attention. Thank you very much. But right now I cannot see my team, so I can't see you raise your hand. That's why I say you should just call my attention. All right, and let's do it in another manner. Okay. Oh, teams disappear now. Disappear from here. Don't cover my screen. Yes, well. Okay. Now, I've selected the table financials by ticking on it here, and it gives me a preview of my table. Well, you know what? I like what Power BI has shown me. I have two options. The first option right now is to load the data. Load the data means just bring the data. I am fine with whatever is in there. Let me start building my report. Now, transform the data is where the magic happens. And by magic, it's magical to me because it is just simply click on this, click on the other one, click on this, click on the other one, click on this, click on the other one, and you're building and you're already getting there. Transform data is this particular data I have in here. I want to improve on it. Notice my original data in Excel doesn't change. I'm going to show you very soon. So in this case, I'm going to click on transform data. Okay, I'm going to click on transform data because I want us to just go in there and come back out very quick. Okay, I'll click on transform data instead of loaded data. Okay, it's the same thing. Same thing. Same thing. Emmanuel, don't get confused. It's the same thing. All right, transform data. Transform data. For those who are tempted to click on load data, please enjoy it. Okay, there's no right or wrong at this point. There's no right or wrong. Okay, but for me, I want to click on transform data, and it's for a reason. Okay, let me click on transform data, and it will open up a screen. Okay, Power BI is trying to detect the kind of data I have to do some beautiful stuff in its own memory. That's why I love this tool. That's why I love this tool. It will build some stuff in its own memory and bring me to this particular screen. And this screen is called Query Editor. Okay, this screen is called the Query Editor. This is not where you build your report. Now, this is another part of Power BI. You remember that time I talked about my data, my model, and my report. This is the model aspect of Power BI. Okay, and this is very, very important, very, very interesting, and very, very easy to use. It all boils down to you and say, what do you want to do? Let's try some. We talked about data transformation. That's what I'll be doing right here, right now. Okay. First things first. Let me see. My countries, I want to turn them to, let's say, capital letters. Notice they're all in initial caps, which is not bad, it's not wrong. But I want to make it capital letters instead of going back to my data and editing them one after the other, which may never be, which in large data sets can never be the case. You cannot go to a data with 100 million rows and start changing them one after the other to capital letters. That is insane. What does Power BI do for you? I can right click on this column called country and I will tell Power BI transform and make this guy uppercase. Now, please, What I'm talking about now, these are just basic transformations. Don't worry, we'll go into the meat of transformations in due time. I'll show you more about models by next week. We'll draw more on models next week, okay? But let us see the basics, because today I want us to be able to build a simple report. That is just introduction to Power BI. We'll now come back and deal on Power BI itself, okay? So uppercase, interesting. Oh, fantastic. Everything has been changed to uppercase. Wow, that's very simple. Okay. This discount band, it just has plenty none, 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 none. Okay, it doesn't have just none. It has none, none, none. Okay, it has low. Okay, that's fine. Let me see. What else can I do? What else can I do here? What else can I do here? I have my unit sold. I have my manufacturing price. I have my sales price. I have my gross sales. Okay, I think I'm good for the most part here. Do I need any other thing here? I have my year, I have my month. Everything seems to be good. But let me see further transformations I can do here. I don't want to see. You remember those times when you're trying to do analytics in your office, and you say, or in whatever you do, you say you don't want to see for a particular whatever. I want to remove this particular people from my data. Instead of going to your original data and deleting it, don't delete your data. That is one of the beauty of using tools like Power BI, business intelligence tools like Power BI. Instead of deleting data, you can simply just say, okay, I don't want to see for government segment. I want to see for every other side apart from government segment in my report. Okay, so I can filter out. Okay, see, it shows me everything. I can just filter out by unticking government and click on OK. Notice where I click though. Please don't get interested. In case, see, if you have any questions, ask. It's your right. You are here for learning, and you need to ask questions and understand. Okay, segments. I click on this drop down here. Filter. Oh, okay. Remove government. Untick that and click on OK. Everything government in this data gets removed. And notice your original data in Excel doesn't get adjusted. Everything's still intact. You are building a model on top of your data. This is the model we're talking about. You are building a data model on top of your data. Though these are basic models, it's fine, but a model is a model, regardless whether basic or not. All right. Let's go back. What again? Can somebody just ask me? I just need any other random question you must have thought about, or any other random transformation you may think about in your data analytics. For those who have been doing data analytics already, what other thing would you like to do on top of your data that you need me to do right now? If I move ahead, please, I just want you to give me somebody just unmute your mic and give me one. I want us to deal with it here right now.
Hi,
What other thing
Emmanuel.
you need to? Yes.
Yeah,
That's
sorry,
Dayo, right?
yes, Dayo. Not a response to your question, but quickly. Now, I want to ask you, so if I commit an action on Power BI, how do I undo it?
If you do what?
If I commit an action, I commit to an action on Power BI.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much. You see, you didn't
Yeah, because
that question is
I
very
deleted the column just now.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
I like that you're experiencing it already. I love that experience. So I hope every other person is also experiencing Power BI like we are experiencing it. Because me, it's fun to me, honestly. It's just fun. All right. Now notice something on the right hand side here. I'm going to come back to that before I leave here, called applied steps. All right. Remember the first step I carried out was uppercase. That is it here. Uppercase text. Remember. The next thing I did
Yes.
now, I filtered out rows. Imagine that particular thing I did. I want to undo it. I'm talking a model here. I don't want to filter out that step again. Instead of going back here and start ticking whatever, I just come back here and remove that step. It brings back, takes it back to the previous step.
Awesome. Yeah.
Do you understand? It takes you back to the
Yes, I
previous
do.
step. So in your own case, since you remove the column, you can go back there and say, you know what, I didn't want to remove the column. I actually wanted to retain the column. So I can go back there and untick that, and I'm able to retain my column. Are you with me? Because
Yes,
let me
done.
explain to you the
Done.
way the steps work. And I was going to talk about models next week. I'm just tempted to talk about it right now. The way the models work, or the way the steps thing work, is everything you do in this place is building up on the previous step. All right. Everything you do is building up on the previous one. For instance, if I remove the column called let me see which column can I do it out. Cost of goods sold. Let me remove this column. I right click on it and I click on remove. Okay. I've removed that column. Now notice my data is now without the column cost of goods sold. Then I can now go ahead and filter out a particular segment I don't want called government again, and I remove that. And notice it is still on the new data set. Notice there is no cost of goods sold in this same data because my filtered rows has first of all considered that I have removed the column, and then it is now asking me to filter a row. But again, more of transformation, more of all these beautiful things you can do with in the model stage of your Power BI report by next week. And maybe by next week we'll also deal with even having multiple data sources. Right now we're dealing with just one, but having multiple data sources in your Power BI report. But let's not go into the complex aspect of things. We're all beginners here. Let's treat this as beginners. If you have any question at any point in time, as I said before, please feel free to ask a question and it will be answered. All right. Now that I am done with my sweet transformation I've done so far, very basic, very simple, and very straight to the point, I want to now go to building my report. Remember, data, model, report, data, model, report, data, model, report. I've done with my model. I want to go to my report. I want to go start building my report so I can now close and apply. Now remember that step where we moved, instead of clicking on load, we clicked on transform data that brought us here. I'm now by clicking on close and apply, I am now loading my data into my report space where I can now start creating a simple report. Okay. So once I click on close and apply here, I now have I want to call it, let me call it the official name. Okay. I have a query. That's the official name. I have a query that is running on my Excel data. But that query that is running on your Excel data, I call it a model. It is actually now called a data set. Okay. All of this whole thing I'm mentioning, query, model, is actually, we are doing all of that to have what we call a data set. Are you with me? So this data set here, it is not what you have in your Excel any longer. Though it is referencing what you have in your Excel, but it is now a variant of what you have, a clone of what you have in your Excel. Are you with me? I don't know if you get that. Your Excel data is still the bedrock of everything you have in here, but this report now is no longer being built on top of this Excel. It is not being built on top of this model you have created on your Excel data. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope I'm not confusing. By saying that. But just follow me. Now, let's start building our report. Remember what makes up our report: our visualization, our data set, those building blocks, our visualization, our data set. These things now give me, my visualizations all coming together gives me what I call a report. Let's build a very simple, very simple report. This looks like a financial report. I have sales. Before I even go into the complex or whatever thing, let me just drag the sales out here. Just follow me. See, click on this sales here. Just click on this icon here. Let me show you one thing. Click here. And notice what happens. Just click on it. I don't know if you notice that. I just click on the tick mark here for this data set here. And click on the sales. Notice what happens. Power BI is thinking for me. Though it does its own thinking. Power BI is thinking for me and is suggesting, oh, maybe you want to create a column chart. I think that's what Power BI calls column. Yes. So if you want to create a column chart, and well, as that might be true, that might not be, but in my own case, it is not. Right? I actually don't want to create a column chart. I actually want to create a number chart. So a number visual. So I can click on this particular visual, go to the visualizations here, and click on the one I want to change it to. I want to make it this card. Okay. Selecting this visual, click on the one you want it to be. But notice anything you have in here will go. It will not become the new one. Please don't fail that. Don't fail to notice that. If I click on that, whoa, I have 66.22 million. So that is summary of the whole data I have in my Excel file. Sorry, in my data set, 66.22 million. All right. That is one way of creating a visual. All right. Another way of creating another visual is click on the visualization you want first. Okay, click on the visualization you want. So let's say I want to create another card visual. I click on it, and this time around I want to see my let me see my unit sold. My unit sold. I want to see my unit sold. I can now drag this unit sold into the visual. Click and drag into the visual. All right, and it shows me I have 66 600 wait 665,000 units sold. Wait, I hope I've not lost my people. Please. Everyone is quiet. Hello.
Emmanuel,
You have lost
I'm
me. You
lost.
have
Oh, me, I've
lost.
been
Oh.
lost. I've been
Ah,
lost a
wo
Yeah,
couple
this
of
one
steps
is
now.
here.
it's fine. It's fine. Where did you miss it? Okay, let me see if I have any follower. Do you have anybody who is following me so far? Anybody?
Yeah, sorry, Emmanuel.
Yes,
Hello.
right.
The 66.22 million, is it the summation of all the sales or summation
Yes,
of all the units sold? Of all the
all
units sold?
all the sales, all the sales,
Is it a
all the
sum? Is it like a sum from
yes, it's
the data?
sum, all the sum from the data. Yes, correct.
But now you're now showing it in number,
Yes, I'm
not
showing it in number, not in a
not
chart.
in chart, not in a chart,
Yes.
Abby. And I think you clicked on card for it to display in number.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That means you are following indeed. Yes. Yes.
All
Thank you
right,
very much.
all right.
Now, I'm going to, this same thing Roland just said. I want to recap. All right. This same thing Roland just said. I want to recap. I want to take it again. So, but I'm assuming Dayo and Solomon, I'm assuming up to the extent where we got to this report screen, you are with me, right?
Yes,
Yeah, kind
You
of,
are with
that's
sir.
me,
correct. Yes.
kind of. All right. I will just delete all of this again. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll create it again. This is a very blank canvas. This is a very blank space for me to now start pouring out my my beauty of analytics. Okay, what do I want to see? I want to see my sales. I want to see my total items sold. I want to see which of the states, which of the countries has the most sales. These are questions people will be asking you, or you could try to generate from your data. Remember what I talked about at the beginning? How much did I spend this month? I spent 20 million. Um, what did I spend it on? Did I spend it on entertainment? Did I spend it on household items? Did I spend it on gifts? These are questions you'll be asking yourself. So we want to answer those questions, all right? All here in Power BI, and we're going to use visualizations to answer them. All right. Now let's take it back to let's start with creating a visualization. Let's say I want a visualization that just shows me numbers. So I'm going to select the card visualization. Can you see the card visualization here? My mouse is currently on it. I need Dayo and Salimon to please corroborate me. Can you see the card visualization as my mouse is on here? Here.
Yeah, sure,
Yes, I
sir.
can say it.
All right. So once I click on that, a blank visualization is brought out here for me. Do you see the blank visualization, the one on the left? No, at this point, I really need you to, if possible, we can unmute your mic so I need a response because I want to make sure you're following. Okay.
Hi,
Dayo and
Emmanuel.
yes,
Okay,
blank
sorry to
visualization.
take you back.
Yes, I can see.
My challenge. Okay, I can see what you're doing, but my challenge is how did you get this blank screen up?
How did I get to the blank?
This blank screen up, yes. How you got it up?
The blank what? The blank screen or the blank visualization?
The oh good. I mean the blank visualization. I mean the board there.
This board here, this one, right?
Yes, yes,
Just
exactly.
click on
Yes.
card. Click on card in your visualization. I want everyone to do it. Click on card in your visualization. Just click on card. And that one has come out for me. Just click on card. Just click on it. Have you seen that? Are you able to
Yes.
replicate this?
No, I can't replicate it. So I can't say
Are
filters,
you
visualization, and fields.
are
What
you
I'm
still in
saying
the
is I'm still seeing my data.
you are still seeing your data? That means you're probably still in the query editor. You know what I'll do for you? I'll give
Yes.
you sorry, just briefly. Dayo, share your screen and let me help you out of where you are. Make a
Okay.
presenter. So please just briefly, I'll stop sharing. Please, my gentle people, let Dayo quickly share your screen so we can let me understand where he is. I can help him out of it and we can proceed, please. That's why we are here anyways. So that can you just quickly share your screen and let
I
me help
think
us.
I think
Can you see
Daniel
my
needs to click on close and
Can you see my
apply.
screen now?
Not yet. I can't see your screen yet. Kindly share. Try sharing. Dario, we can't see your screen yet. Okay, something
Can
is
it?
coming up.
Okay.
Something is coming up. Something is coming up. Oh, you're still in the query editor. That's fine. That's fine. No
Yes.
trouble. Oh, Dario, please go to the left-hand side. You see that close and apply. Click on it.
Which one? Oh, okay,
Close
okay,
and
okay.
I
yeah.
think he needs to click on close and apply.
Correct. Innocent. You need to click on close and apply. Yes, that's why it wasn't.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Dario, for that. So now you should be on the
Okay.
same page as we are. All right. So I'll continue with where I was.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. So I'm sharing my screen one more time. Thank you very much, everyone, for your patience. And it's good to carry everyone along so that we are all learning together. That's the aim of this whole session. Learning together, not just the abstractness of this whole thing. Let's actually learn together. Okay. My screen up yet? I don't think so. Oops, oops, oops. If you see my screen, do let me know because I can't see my screen yet. I don't think it's sharing. See what's going on. And share. All right, something is finally loading. Okay, can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen? I'm back into Power BI. Please confirm you
Yes,
can
I
see.
can, sir.
Yes, I can see your screen.
All right. So clicking on the card visual gives you these different blank visualizations here. So now I want to fill up this visualization with something, with some value, with some data, right? And these visualizations, if you remember that beautiful chart I showed you during my presentation, that beautiful chart that shows you numbers, net sales, then you know how the chart. Please stop interrupting my call. Thank you. So that blank visual, that beautiful visualization we saw there, this is how it all started. Okay, we're going to build up to that in due time, but this is how it all started. So now I have sales in my data set on the right hand side here. All I simply need to do now is to drag these sales, click and drag into this visualization and see what happens.
Hello?
Hello, do you know? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
So you know how we drag the and dial. Daisy, can you confirm that you're able to now share drag your sales information into the card? Confirm you're able to
Yes,
do.
I've been able to do that. Yes. Thank you.
All right, now that is for that one. Now I talked about sales. Now let's talk about our total goods sold, units sold. Okay. So in that case, I want to do units. So what can I do? I have another blank visual down here. I can simply drag my units sold into it. Please do the same thing so we can be on the same page. Just simply drag the field into it and let's see what you have. Just confirm you have the same thing with me. Hello. So we're at this point in time. I think we're good if we can just respond.
Yes, yes, we're following.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the confirmation. That really helped. Now that's for uh the units sold. Okay. I want to create another visualization to talk about my profit because of what business, all my business, I'm not making profit anyways. So I have visualization one, visualization two. I introduce another visualization. This time around, I'm going to drag my profit into it. And that is there. So, okay, I want to even move them around. Let me quickly move them around. Moving them around is just simply clicking and dragging on a visualization. Clicking and dragging on a visualization, it keeps moving around. I don't know if you can see me doing that. Click on a visualization, move it around. Click on another visualization, move it around, and that gives you okay. I've been able to rearrange my own reports now to show me sales, profit, and units sold. See if you can do the same thing on your own end. See if you can do the same thing on your own end. Okay, now that's for that one. Now the next thing I want us to now do is let's introduce another kind of visualization. We just talked about the card visualization. Now let's talk about another kind of visualization. Let's look at say a column chart. Okay. Hello, Shola. Hello, Shola.
Hello,
Shola.
yeah.
Yeah. Please, can you kindly? I'm not able to do that right now because it's going to interrupt with this particular session. Kindly share the link to the meeting with Vic. Thank you.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay. You may want to call her because she was calling me at some point and that was interrupting this conversation. Thank you very much. All right, sorry for that little deviation. Now let's introduce another kind of visualization. Okay. Let me introduce a column chart. So I'll just click on column. Okay, let's just click on it instead of doing the whole. Let's just click on column. It comes up here. All right. What do I want in my column chart? Remember, those who if you followed your math class attentively, you look at your column chart. You have your x axis, your y axis. How do I make my x axis and y axis come to life in Power BI here today? Okay, simple. I click on it. The first thing is I want to see my sales. Okay, sales is what is going to be on the y axis. That's the value. Y on the x axis, I want to see the period in time or so on and so forth. But let me just drag my sales into. Now notice something. I have two options. I have notice this option here. Notice the option here. This way, where my mouse is under visualization, under visualization, under visualization. Notice what we have here. We have axis, we have legend, we have value, and so on and so forth. I will explain all of this in due time. Okay, I'll explain all of this, how to use it, because this is where you can customize your report. But no, not a report, your visualization. I'll explain all of that in due time. But first, let me drag my sales into the visualization like I did the previous one, and let's see what happens. It takes it in there and it gives me sales. It slams the sales directly in there like a very straight column chart. Now notice this place I asked you to look at here earlier. Before it was blank, but I drag my sales into the visual and see where it dropped the sales for me. It's automatically telling me that my sales is my value, okay, which is obviously the Y column, okay, the Y axis rather, the Y axis. That's this side, this side, this side, okay. Now, I want to see this data, let's say, over a period of time, all right? Over a period of time. I can now drag my date into my x-axis. And in this case, I can choose to drag it into the visualization. But at that point in time, I'm now assuming the system knows a lot of what I want to do. System is a system. You are meant to control it the way you want to. If I drag my date in there, it will try to understand it. To be honest, it will try to understand it, but I can actually put the data where I want it to be. Instead of dragging this date into this visualization, I'll rather drag this date into this axis I have here. This axis you see here. This axis I have here. Okay, this axis here. I want to drag my date in there. So I'll just drag my date in there. And let's see what happens. Bam! I see. If you notice what happened immediately, Power BI has separated the data into the different year, all right, 2013 and 2014. Is this the best we can do? No, but we can come back to customizing all of this in time. Let me see, what else can I do? What else can I do? What else can we do? What else can we do? Okay. I will be speaking so much. I'll be talking about so many things at the same time if I start explaining what is on the screen right now. So I want us to follow it one step at a time. All right. Because I was going to talk about this date here. If you notice what Power BI did, Power BI is intelligent enough to break down your date into year, into quarter, into month, into day. Okay. And yeah, I can play with this my report right now and see what the quarterly figure looks like. I can play with it to see what the yearly figure looks like, and can play with it to see what the monthly figure looks like. But that is not the point today. The point today is actually, let's see how we can build out a very simple report. This is what we have here. Then we can build upon that knowledge in due time. I'm actually 1 minute past 12 o'clock, which is actually the time we're supposed to stop. But I'm not stopping yet because I know I had to spend some time earlier to fix some issues. So we're going to spend some more time to close that out. This report needs to be ready. This report needs to be ready. So let's see. That's sales by year. Okay. Is that the most interesting thing? Not yet, but let's see. What else can we do? Let me see if I can introduce another kind of chart. Let me introduce this one. Clustered bar chart. Okay, let's see what this one is going to look like. That one, come here. Then let me see my profit. Okay, I drag my profit into the value, and I drag my country into the axis. And this is what happens. It gives me the different countries and my profit by country. I'm just increasing the size so you can see everything. But if you notice, my country is here, my profit is here. It gives me my country, my profit by country. Okay, this is my profit by country. So that's profit. What else can we do? What else can we do? Let's assume we had a sales target of, this is 6 million, right? Let's assume we had a sales target of, say, 70 million, and we hit 66. Let us see how we can represent that using a simple chart. I can introduce now what we call a gauge chart. Okay. Now this is not the most fantastic kind of report. This is just giving you the basic concept of how you can build a simple report. The building of a report is all going to be dependent on what you are looking for. What is that question you need answered using your report, using the data. Let me introduce now a gauge chart. Please, as I said before, if you are lost at any point, just call my attention. That's why you're here. That's why you're paying anyways. That's why you're here. You're paying with your time. You're paying with your money. That's why you're here. So please, at any point in time, call my attention. All right. So I'll introduce the gauge. All right. And let me see how I can introduce the gauge here and see, okay, my gauge. And I want to see what my sales target was meant to be. My sales target is meant to be, my sales in particular is meant to be dragged in here. So it's giving me, no, not sales price, young man. Don't be nothing. Drag my sales in here. Okay, it has my 66.2 million, and it automatically gives me like 50% because it's assuming I'm going to have 132. That is doubling the value. But no, I actually have a fixed value I want to use for my maximum value. Let's say my sales target was meant to be 100 million. I can now go to under this visualization here. See this thing that looks like a paint roller. It's called format here. This looks like a paint here. Let's go in there and see what we can do. Let's customize our chart a little. I can click on the format here, my gauge axis here, gives you different options to format this. And I can put my maximum to be 100 million. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 100 million. And my target was meant to be 78. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 78 million. Yeah. Notice what I just did. I had a gauge chart and I put the value I want in it, which is the sales value.
Sorry, Emmanuel, can you repeat that again?
No, I can't
This
repeat it.
particular chart.
No problem, no problem. So I will take away what I have here. I'll take away what I have here. All right. So I have a gauge. I'm going to remove what I have in here. So this is the blank gauge chart. All right. And my gauge chart is actually meant to show me my performance over a particular target, right? So I can now drag my sales. What I want to measure is my sales. Okay. Sales is what I want to measure. So I drag my sales in there. Okay. It gives me 66.2 million, which is just like what I have over here. Okay. Now I want to measure my sales target, my sales against a particular target. My target in this case is 78 million, and I have a bar of like 100 million maximum to reach. But let's worry about all of that in due time. How do I bring all of that into the picture? I can go to this format. You see this format here? Directly under the visualization. click on this format. All right, click on this format. Now, for every chart here, there are different options you can customize. But in Gauge, it has what we call a Gauge axis for format. So I can click on my format, Gauge axis, and I can set the values I want here. My target is 78 million, 78, 123, 123. That's 78 million. Notice something, it gives me a target of 78 million mark. And let's say assume the maximum was meant to be 100 million. Remember when people are giving a sales target of 100 million and they're asked to meet 75% of it, okay? 75% of 100 million is going to be 75 million in this case. Then my target, which I'm meant to meet, is actually my actual target. My complete sales target is actually 100 million. I can enter the 100 million in my max here. 1, 2, 3, no, 100. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's it. So I hope that explains that. So I'm able to now put my sales against what I'm supposed to earn, this is the minimum I must make, or this is like a target I must make, and this is where I'm supposed to reach 100 million. So I'm currently at 66 million. I can actually format this even further. I can put colors to it. I can even change the labeling and the like. Now, this is a very, 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 very simple, very basic report. And this, as I said, is now what we call building blocks to even more Power BI reports. Okay. And to round it up, I'm going to just introduce maybe another one chart, another type of visualization, just to make our case for today. Okay. And then I'll take questions, I'll take contributions, and I'll take maybe some suggestions from you. I will take it up from there. Okay. I need to give my laptop some juice. All right. Let's see if I can go back to that one and do something. If I can go back to that one and do something. Let me move this one to the corner here. And let me see if I can introduce a new chart. I love using this chart sometimes. This area chart. It's actually I love seeing this chart. And really you get to understand why very soon. But let me just introduce the area chart. Let's see what we can do with the area chart. I'm bringing my sales again. Sales is like this guy ruling today. I'm just bringing my sales again. I want to see my sales by segment this time around. By segment, I want it under my legend, and I want to see it over month. Over month. Let me just put the month name here. Oops, 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 oops. Oops, oopsie. So I need to make this bigger so you can see something. So this is a very, 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 very simple, very basic report, and it's actually giving me my charts in a particular manner, showing me my October, my December, my November, and so on and so forth. This is an area chart. Okay, I think I can actually make it a stack area chart. So I can just click on the other one. I want to make it a stack area chart. So let me just stack it. But see, this already shows you my small business is the one doing well. And of course, this is currently sorted top to bottom. I can actually sort it the other way around. I can sort it in alphabetical order and the like. But all of that customization can be done over time. If I want to stack it, I can just click on the stack area chart here, and it's going to give me my stack. Okay, it's going to now stack them instead of keeping them separately. But in this case, it's currently separated. Let me see what else can I do. Let me see what else can I do. I need a suggestion. Can somebody just this is some financial data. So what else would you like to see? Just give me one. Just throw one at me. Let's see if we can deal with that then. Let's see if you round up with that one. Just throw one at me. I know you're probably playing with yours at the moment, but throw one. What would you like to see on this particular report? So maybe we round up with that question. Just anybody. And this for anybody. Somebody. Hello. Do I still have people in? Do I still have people following me here? Oops. I feel like I'm the only one here.
Sorry,
Hello.
Emmanuel.
Hello.
Yes, yes, yes. Then
Can we match the product with sales to see
you want more?
which of the products is bringing in more sales?
Oh, awesome, 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 awesome. So in that case, maybe I'll just switch this one to product. I'll just switch this one to product. I'll remove the country from here. Okay, that's my product right there. Does that answer your question? This gives me my product and the other thing. Did you see what I did? Hello? That's
No, 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 please. You can take it again, please.
all right. So we previously had country. This is what we had here before. So I just removed country from the axis. I click on the track. I removed country from the axis by ticking that and added product here. Then we now have our product. Okay. You just create a visualization, add product, add your sales. Okay. This profit by product. Oh, you know what? Let me just delete it. I'll add it afresh. Click on the visualization. All right. Click on my profit and click on my product. And voila. Are we good? I think also I wanted to ask a question earlier. Innocent, I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
All right. Ulushola, you wanted to ask a question.
Yeah, figure it out.
You figured it out. Awesome. Round of applause for you, Terry. Now let me show you something quickly. I know we will deal with more of this over the course of the next few weeks when we start dealing with applying filters and the likes and creating what we call measures and the rest. But let me just show you one. Now, remember, one beauty of Power BI is the interactivity it gives you when you are using the report. Someone just said they wanted to see profit by product. Now, what if I wanted to see for a particular product, right? Which channel is selling it the most? Or maybe for a particular country, right? Who is selling the most? Or which particular product? Because a particular product won't sell the most in many countries. So which for this particular country, which product is selling the most? Or for a particular product, which channel or which segment has it the most? Stuff like that. How do I introduce interactivity into my report? Don't worry, by default, your reports come with interactivity, which you can, of course, improve upon. Let me click on this one now. See this profit by product. This is PASO, right? PASO or whatever that is. If I click on this product, notice I click on this bar. Notice what happens to my report. Everything else adjusts to show me for this particular product. It's not magic. It is actually happening. You can actually do it on your own side. It's not magic. There's no magic in there. Okay? I click on a particular product. It gives me everything for that particular product. The sales value changes, the profit changes, the unit sold changes, the sales here changes, the chart here also changes. Even my sales year on year changes. I select on that product, let's say Montana. All right, everything else changes. This now makes your report interactive. You want to see what's happening in a particular city. You click on the city, it gives you everything for that particular city, even though your report is showing you for everybody. Clicking on the city gives you reports for that particular city only. If you're HR or something that you want to do performance for a particular person, you have all your data for everybody. You can click on a particular department and see for that department how people are faring. You can click on a particular person's name and see for that particular person. All of this comes all inbuilt in Power BI. Let me untick this. I can go to my segment. Let me select the segment. And let's say I want to see what is happening with my this small business that is let me see this mid market. This mid market, I expect them to be good, but they're not doing well. Let me see what is happening with this mid market. I can just click on mid market here. Everything concerning mid market automatically adjusts. The report for mid market automatically adjusts across all the visuals here. This is what we call a report in Power BI. At this point, I rest my case, and I would love to hear your questions, your comments, your feedback at this point in time. Thank you very much. Questions, comments, feedback, just throw all of them in at this point. Just throw them in, and let's deal with them. You can simply raise your hand, and I will take yes. Yes, Salimon.
Prof, I would like to say a very big thank you to you. But my internet actually went down, so I've not been following. So I actually spoke with Mr. Anjorin, but I've actually watched the video again. So if I have any question, am I free to throw it to you after I finish watching the video?
Yes, of course you can. Feel free to throw the questions my way, and there's going to be a closed unit group by next week. This one currently is for everyone. There's going to be a closed unit group by next week, and that's after don't worry, we'll talk about that part when we are done. There's going to be a closed unit group from next week. Which any questions you have, any challenges you have using Power BI for the course of this training session, you can just simply just drop me a direct message. I'll attend to them. And if there's anything you need hands-on guide on, I can also quickly connect you and share with you. Maybe a closed unit group from next week. But yes, you can watch the video and show your questions, and we can of course learn from that. Thank you very much. Innocent.
Okay. Thank you, Prof. I appreciate your efforts. The question I want to ask: if, for instance, there is a change or there is an adjustment to the data,
Thank you.
how is it going to be affected on the report? Is it directly on the report or straight down to the data?
All right.
Then
thank you
the
very much.
other,
I'm going to...
sorry, I have two questions. The other one is what platform are you going to send this recording to? Which of the platforms? Through our WhatsApp or through our email?
I should be able to send them via your email. Don't worry, I'll figure that one out, and I'll get back to you. Okay? I'll figure that one out and get back to you. Yes. I don't know, Salim, your hand is still up. Do you have a question to ask, or is just the one you had before?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to lower it.
Okay. Now, thank you very much. So let me answer your question practically. So I'll go back. Let me remove all the filters I have. Currently, we have 66.22 million here, right? The way your report changes is by your data, underlying data. Once your underlying data changes, your Power BI report would reflect it. Let me show you how. I go back to my underlying data, in this case, my Excel, and I do, okay, some of these guys are already calculated. Let me just, what will I do now? Let me see, what can I use here? Let me just change some of these values randomly. Okay, let me change the high values. Okay, I've removed government. I removed government from my data, so I won't see government. Let me see which one I can change. Mid-market was a very terrible number. So I'll just increase mid-market by 500K. I'll just copy this value and paste back here. Now this is me changing the data manually, okay? And this is most likely what will happen in your own this case. I'll change channel partners as well. And I'll change another one under enterprise. No, enterprise remains the same. So I've changed two values here for my sales, and I'll save this file. Once I save this file and I go back to Power BI, now this is 66.22 million, right? And take note what happens when I click on this refresh icon, and all of this we can build upon the knowledge over time. Now, the question you ask is, when my underlying data changes, how does it reflect in Power BI? Because of the model you built, your model is built on top of that data. Once you come to Power BI and say, Power BI, I need a new value. This is my report here. I want to see what the latest figures look like. Because you already have a model that is running on that underlying data, hitting a refresh here goes through the data, gets everything in there, runs your model on top of that data, and then provides for you the latest information. And see what happens when I click on refresh here. EP 67 million, just like that. We just manufactured 67 million. We just manufactured like 200 million out of nowhere. Or is that 200 million? Yes. Yes, that's about 200. How much? Whatever. I can't remember the number now, but this is from 66 now to 67 million. That is it. Are you with me? Underlying data has changed. I clicked on refresh, and voila, my report in my Power BI has also been updated. Does that answer your question, Innocent?
Yes, sir. So what it means is that the change comes from the data, the foundational data first, before it gets to the Power BI.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Another question. Feel free. Lucian, I've not heard from you today, apart from your introductory statement of purpose. So I've not heard from you today. I'd like to hear from you. Even if you have a question, you can give a feedback. Okay. Olushola. Okay. Roland. Kingsley.
No question is clear for now.
Okay. All right. Okay. In the absence of questions and feedback or comments, I think that hi Victoria, I finally saw you. Welcome. That brings us to the and hey, Byron, don't forget to save your report. So click on file, click on save, and save your report. It's going to save as a file. We can obviously work on that later. Click on file, click on save to save your report. Okay. Click on file, click on save, and give it a name. Okay. That's for that one. So that brings us to the end of today's what was it called, training session. And let me show you. And this is just, I'll call it week 1, introduction to Power BI, that we just covered. It's meant to be a 4 week session. Okay. We already have this here. It's meant to be a 4 week session. For those who have been registered, you must have gotten a mail from me. The session doesn't end today, continues next week, Saturday. Today we are able to cover the introduction to Power BI, the building block, putting data together in Excel, getting data, transform data. We've not talked about combining data from multiple sources. You can do all of that, clean up your data in a report. We can do all of that. But I'm sure by next week, when we start talking about modeling data, we would explore more around this. Okay. So by next week, we should be looking at these areas of concern. All right. Used visualizations in Power BI and so on and so forth. So there's a lot. Okay. There's a lot to cover. And I believe over the next 4 weeks, today, of course, being out of it by now, we should be able to close out, and you can now become a user of Power BI, and of course start using Power BI for the best of your capabilities. This again is an introduction to Power BI training, and if you've used Power BI before, this training is actually meant to help you connect some of the dots or things you have known in time past. If you've not used Power BI before, fantastic, you're welcome. This is the platform to learn Power BI from ground zero without even having any knowledge about Power BI. If you have not installed Power BI in your link I shared earlier, go to LWE, your Disha page, this link with Emmanuel page, and click on the download desktop app to get the latest version of Power BI onto your system. And before I forget, if you check your mail, I mentioned this session is actually meant to be this session is a paid program. Is actually going to be running for the next 4 weeks. The mail sent to you actually has details of how you can go about registering or completing your registration for the session. I wanted you today to give you a tip into what you should be expecting over the next 4 weeks. And I hope today we have been able to make justice to that. So go through your email, click, choose the way you want to make your payments. You can either make your payments using you can pay using your card, or you can make a direct transfer. If you're using a direct transfer, don't forget to put your email address into the in the description of your payment. And during the course of next week, you'll be invited, for those who will be registered, you'll be invited into a closed unit group for those who will be interested in furthering their lessons in Power BI. So by that next week, we'll have a closed group where just those who have completed their registration by then will be able to continue with the session. And then we start talking about the data you have, what kind of report you want to bring out of it, what kind of sense you want to make out of it. We start talking about you and your data and how to build from it. And that is where we now even go even more hands-on. But today, I hope I've been able to give you a very good introduction to Power BI. Please try and make your payments between now and next week. Saturday to be able to be admitted to the class. Thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions for me, or any comments at this point, please do so. You can drop me a mail. You can just reply to the email I sent earlier. You can just drop me a mail, or you can reply to my SMS, whichever one. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any conversations you want to have, and we can definitely continue with the session next week Saturday. Thank you very much, everyone, for being a part of this. Does anybody have anything to say, or does anybody want to speak on behalf of everyone who has attended today? Anybody? 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 Can we get a vote of thanks? Can we get a vote of thanks? Somebody. Can we get a vote of thanks? All right. I'm assuming that means no. Okay, no problem. So, see you when we see you next week, and do have a wonderful weekend ahead of you. God bless you. I hope I'm not just talking to myself here. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Thank
God
you.
bless
Really
you
appreciate
too,
it.
Emmanuel.
Thank you very much, Professor.
All right. Take care.